The English Electric Lightning is a supersonic interceptor aircraft that became an iconic symbol of British aerospace engineering and design during the Cold War. Its development, from the early stages of design in the late 1940s to its service in the Royal Air Force, RAF, showcases the peak of British aerospace innovation and the challenges of building a high-performance aircraft for a rapidly evolving era of aviation. Early concept and development, 1947 to 1954. The origins of the Lightning date back to 1947, with a specification issued by the Ministry of Supply for a new research aircraft capable of Mach 1 speeds. At the time, English Electric, known primarily for its work on bombers such as the Canberra, was an unlikely contender to produce a state-of-the-art fighter. However, under the leadership of W.E.W. Petter, an innovative aeronautical engineer, English Electric began exploring the possibilities of a high-speed jet fighter. This work resulted in a design study known as the P-1, which introduced a highly unique configuration: a swept-wing design, a bullet-shaped fuselage, and a radical twin-engine layout in a staggered vertical arrangement, a concept never before attempted. The design of the P-1 prototype broke many norms. Instead of placing two engines side by side or in separate nacelles, as in traditional fighter layouts, the engines were stacked vertically within the fuselage. This decision enabled a streamlined fuselage and minimized drag, contributing to the aircraft's extraordinary speed capabilities. The prototype's aerodynamic properties were meticulously tested, and the first official order for 3 prototypes was placed in 1950. The P-1's maiden flight took place on August 4, 1954, at RAF Boscombe Down. The test flights demonstrated the aircraft's potential to exceed the sound barrier with ease. By 1956, a more advanced version, the P-1B, emerged, capable of achieving speeds beyond Mach 2, a groundbreaking achievement for British aviation. The P-1B featured improved engines, the Rolls-Royce Avon 200 series, a more refined airframe, and redesigned wings and controls, setting the stage for full-scale production. Entering service: the Lightning F-1 and F-2, 1959-1964. The English Electric Lightning officially entered RAF service as the Lightning F-1 in 1959. The Lightning was Britain's first supersonic fighter capable of reaching Mach 2. The early variants, including the F-1 and F-1A, were pure interceptors designed to defend the UK against high-speed Soviet bombers like the Tupolev Tu-16 and Tu-22. Armed with 2 30mm Aden cannons and Fire-Streak air-to-air missiles, the Lightning's primary role was to quickly ascend to altitude, engage incoming targets, and return to base. Its rate of climb and acceleration were unrivaled, giving it an edge over other aircraft of the time. The Lightning's design prioritized speed, climb rate, and agility over range and payload. The aircraft could reach an altitude of 36,000 feet in under 3 minutes, a feat that made it an exceptional interceptor but limited its endurance. The F-1 and F-1A were soon followed by the Lightning F-2, which featured minor avionics upgrades and increased fuel capacity. Technical evolution and the multi-role F-3 and F-6 variants, 1964-1980. The F-3 variant, which debuted in 1964, represented a significant upgrade. It introduced a new, more powerful version of the Rolls-Royce Avon engine, a larger fin for improved stability, and a new red-top missile system, which had a greater range and better all-aspect engagement capabilities. The F-3 was capable of Mach 2.3 at altitude, making it one of the fastest aircraft in the RAF's inventory. However, the lack of internal fuel and limited weapon systems hampered the Lightning's effectiveness as a multi-role fighter. The final and most developed version, the Lightning F6, aimed to address these shortcomings. The F6 featured a redesigned wing with larger fuel tanks, a bulged ventral tank, and a twin cannon pack that increased its firepower. Additionally, the aircraft could carry overwing fuel tanks, a distinctive feature that extended its operational range significantly, albeit still falling short compared to contemporaries like the American F-4 Phantom II. Operational service and legacy, 1960s–1988. The Lightning served the RAF for nearly 3 decades, during which time it undertook the crucial role of defending British airspace from potential Soviet incursions. Its supersonic speed, combined with its remarkable climb rate, allowed it to quickly intercept and identify unknown aircraft flying near UK airspace. Lightning squadrons were deployed not only in the UK, but also in overseas bases like RAF Akrotiri in Cyprus and RAF Tenga in Singapore, where they played a key role in regional air defense. In the 1970s, the aircraft's role expanded to include limited ground attack and reconnaissance capabilities, although it was primarily a point defense fighter. The Lightning's service life extended longer than initially planned due to delays and costs associated with its intended replacement, the Panavia Tornado ADV. Despite this, by the 1980s, the Lightning was becoming increasingly obsolete, its avionics lagging behind modern systems and its maintenance becoming more complex and costly. Export and overseas service. The Lightning was one of the few British jet fighters exported during the Cold War. Saudi Arabia purchased a number of aircraft in the 1960s, forming the core of its air defense fleet for several years. The Saudi Lightnings were modified with enhanced avionics and an upgraded engine, showcasing the aircraft's potential versatility even in export configurations. Kuwait also briefly operated the type, although the Lightning's high operating costs and complex maintenance requirements limited its broader export appeal. Retirement and preservation, 1988-present. The Lightning was officially retired from RAF service in 1988. Its final years were marked by both admiration and frustration. Admiration for its sheer performance and agility, and frustration due to its limitations and aging systems. As the Tornado ADV entered service, the Lightning's role as the primary UK interceptor came to an end. Despite its retirement, the Lightning's legacy continues to capture the imagination of aviation enthusiasts. Several aircraft were preserved, with a number of them now maintained in private hands or in museums. Notably, a few examples in South Africa and the UK have been kept in running condition, and occasionally, these aircraft perform high-speed taxi runs that showcase the Lightning's extraordinary power and design. Conclusion: the English Electric Lightning remains a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of British aerospace design. Its distinctive twin-engine layout, blinding speed, and remarkable climb rate made it a symbol of Cold War air defense. Although it was limited by its range and payload, the Lightning's impact on British aviation history is undeniable. It was a daring, audacious aircraft that pushed the boundaries of what was possible at the time, and it continues to be celebrated for its unmatched performance and unique character.